Good afternoon, I'm Chief Meteorologist Sabrina. The strongest series of storms since 2010 is on its way to Southern California, arriving first by Thursday. Another area shaded in red for Friday, and they continue to roll through. We talk about the rain chances coming up next. Get slammed with not one storm, not two storms. We could see potentially 4 storms, and with that, tremendous amount of rain. Let's talk about it. And that's not going to happen, though, until we get to around Friday or Saturday. Also out over toward La Mesa, beautiful blue skies, currently around 60 degrees. Dew points in the 50s, so that, in fact, is a fairly comfortable air mass. We have high pressure in place. It is going to stay there at least until we get through Wednesday. So we have a few days of gorgeous temperatures, beautiful to do a little bit of gardening if you haven't been able to do so in quite a while. Here comes our first storm system that's forecast to sag south by Thursday. Now, Thursday's rain most likely just going to be moderate rainfall, where we could anticipate a quarter to half an inch. Let's break down the timing for you. Starting off tonight, just noticing mostly clear skies for a good chunk of the coast. Maybe a few clouds starting to filter away from our area. Tomorrow, even more beautiful, staying sunny, temperatures close to seasonal, meaning we're into the mid-60s right along the coastline. Fast forward now on into Wednesday. That storm system, number 1, is getting a little bit closer. So we increase the cloud coverage. By Wednesday late at night, we're talking around 11 o'clock, maybe even midnight, we start to notice some rain coming on through. Looking at the snow, the shading in pink, there is talk that that snow could go down to about 5,500 feet for us first on Thursday. It's still going to impact your morning commute by about 6 a.m., but remember, this is just storm number 1, as we're anticipated to see several more days of wet weather come our way for us by the time we get to the weekend. In the waters tomorrow, before we get those storms, fair conditions for you surfers with waist to head high sets. Coming up, we'll talk more about what to anticipate. Coverage and as well produce tremendous amount of rainfall. Broad look what's happening across the country. You can see a lot of the rain coming in from Texas all the way out over toward the Great Lakes, even some of the areas shaded in pink. Ice storms, a big concern, especially out over toward upstate New York. You can see the shading in purple there, where they actually have a freezing rain advisory through tomorrow, anticipating about 1/10 of an inch of ice to accumulate on some of those roads. Back into California, already noticing this winter storm watch that's up through Thursday, anticipating those mountains near Truckee, over a foot of snowfall. We will see the snow levels in our area oscillate between about 4,500 and 5,500 feet, anywhere from Thursday all the way through Monday. Rainfall totals, this is just one model's thinking, and I'm going to stress that to you because I've seen others that have put San Diego County receiving over 7 inches of rain. This model indicating San Diego already just maybe about 3¼ of an inch. But most likely we will see the heaviest rain coming down on Friday, and there is great concern that the San Diego River obviously is going to flood. That will cause some of those road closures right around Mission Valley once we get closer into the weekend. 7-day forecast, 64 degrees tomorrow, seasonal temperature. We could see over 2 inches along the coast. Before we get those storms, though, we're seeing clear skies. Take a look at the side to 1 o'clock now. We're already up to around 64. Inland areas, you'll start your day at about 51, working your way on into the upper 60s. There is the possibility of a little bit of haze coming through our area by 11 p.m., maybe some fog entering the forecast for us late into the evening hours. Notice none of these values move as we head through around Tuesday and Wednesday, not dealing with any rain. We just have a lot of sunshine. By the time we get to the end of Monday, that means 4 storms have already rolled through. We could see almost 6 inches of rain in Poway alone. Chula Vista closing in on 5 inches. 5 inches as well into Encinitas. Now, to put that in perspective, usually for the entire year, San Diego picks up around 10 inches. We're almost going to get that or almost get half of that, some spots right along the coast. And here's the bad news that comes along with it. Flooding, a major concern for the San Diego River as well as for the Tijuana River Valley. And because we're going to get so much moisture, the ground's not going to be able to hold it. So we could see a lot of trees coming down, heavy rain, also accompanying some very strong winds. More details on the series of storms coming up in just a bit. Guys.
That is so much rain.
That's a lot of water.
Wow, Sabrina.
All right. Well,
that is kicking out all of the cloud coverage for us, so we'll continue with sunny skies, keeping our temperatures close to average, which means this mid-60s for the coastline, the upper 60s, close to that 70-degree mark for us right as we head through inland communities. Here's our first storm system that is forecast to arrive for us on Thursday, and with that, we will break down the timing of when the rain arrives. Starting us off tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. I told you, nothing but sun. It is gorgeous for us. Then we get a little bit closer to Wednesday. By the time we get to the afternoon, we'll start to see a few more clouds moving through as that cold front gets closer to around central California. It's not going to be until Thursday morning, right around your commute, I'd say maybe about 4 a.m., but really intensifying by 7 a.m., that we see the heaviest rain starting to come on down. Notice the areas shaded in yellow and orange, moderate rain to heavy coming down through Oceanside and Carlsbad. I think Thursday alone, we could end up seeing about ½ an inch of precipitation, and that heaviest coming down before we get to the noon hour. Although once we arrive at about 12:30, Ramona, Lakeside, Escondido covering portions of I-15, continuing to watch for the rain. We could have some thunderstorms, about a 20% chance of thunderstorms late Thursday. This one model indicating that by 4:30, they think the rain will be concentrated out toward the foothills. However, there still is that chance that we could see rain right along the coastline, and because we have some days until we get there, the models are going to fluctuate a bit. So right now I would hold off and say we could see the heavier or the light to moderate rain continuing through Thursday evening before we get ready for the second storm on down for us by Friday. Heading into the waters before we get those storms on down, fair conditions for you with your swell out of the west-northwest, 3 to 5 feet, waist to head high sets. 7-day forecast, 64 tomorrow, beautiful, sunny. Wednesday afternoon, seeing a few more clouds, so something we'll have to nail down for you in the upcoming days. The deserts into the upper 60s. Let's look at your 7-day forecast. Now,